Promise you a big old book haul. That's what this is. Hey guys, it's Sarah. Yeah, I got a big book haul. I had a couple things that were gifts, so I'll share those and then everything else I bought. But fun fact about me, when I get stressed out and things get overwhelming, I buy books. And that's what happened in May, and it's fine, guys, it's fine. My new challenge is to not buy any more books until July, because I have a special trip planned in July and I know I'm going to be doing some book shopping. So that's my goal now, is to not buy any more books until July. We'll see if I stick to it. Okay, this first book was sent to me from the publisher. This is from Harper, and that is Dying to Meet You by Serena Bowen. This is a domestic thriller from what I'm understanding. I've not read anything by this author, but I have heard of her. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I'll give it a try. I like domestic thrillers a lot, so it looks like it's dual perspective too, which is fun. This one came out May 13th, so it is already out. But yeah, so thanks to Harper for this copy. And I did get a book off of my wish list from a friend of mine who actually lives here, but we're in the same, there's a Facebook group that we do random like wish list, you know, links and stuff like that. And she sent me a book. She was so sweet. And she sent me Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. This is one I'm definitely interested in. I've heard really, really good things about it, and she loved it. So when she saw it on my wish list, she went ahead and got it for me, which was very sweet. So thank you, Kara. And then my friend Jen from Bookish Blonde got me a couple things. She's so sweet. She went to a half-price warehouse sale because she's lucky enough to live somewhere that does that. And she sent me a picture of this book and said, "Is this a thing?" And I was like, "That's a thing. I'll take it." So she sent me With Blood Upon the Sand by Bradley P. Below. Now, this one is book number 2 in a series. I do have the first book on my shelves already. I've heard very, very, very good things about this series in general from a lot of people who primarily read fantasy, and I'd like to get into it. So, but I mean, this cost her like $2, and it's a hardcover. Like, yes, please. And then she surprised me by sending me a couple other books that I didn't know were coming. But she sent me Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard and Cruel Crown, also by Victoria Aveyard. This is book number 2, and this is a novella in the Red Queen series, which I'm very interested in reading. I do have the first book on my shelves already. So I'm definitely interested in reading this series, and she knew that, and she got these for me, which is very sweet. So thank you, Jen. All right, let's get into what I bought. I bought these in just random places. They're not in any order. We're just going to go through them. It's fine. Okay. A Curse Carved in Bone by Danielle L. Jensen. I needed the red metallic edges, guys. Look. And the first one is blue and has blue metallic edges. Like, have I read the first book? No. Does it matter? No. Does not matter. I would like to read this series. I have heard good things about it, and we'll see how it ends up going. But Danielle L. Jensen is definitely an author I want to read and get into for sure, because I haven't read from her yet. I got to see her at Comic-Con last year, and I loved what she was saying. And I felt like she and I had very similar personalities. So I definitely want to get into her work and see what I think. I also found a used copy that was very cheap. This is actually a trilogy all-in-one, so it's 3 books in one, bind up. And this is the Tamuli series by David Eddings, who I am hearing is a very, very good fantasy author. So this is the 3 books. This is Domes of Fire, The Shining Ones, and The Hidden City. So we'll see, but I got this for $0.25, you guys, like, we'll see. And it's, you know, it's my favorite. Like, look at that. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So we'll see. But I've not read anything from David Eddings yet, but my sister has, and she really enjoys his writing. So took a chance. Okay, and then these 2 books I'm going to kind of lump together because it's the same author. But my husband's best friend came for his change of command, and we were talking about books and stuff. And he said, "Have you ever read anything by Corinne Michaels?" And I was like, "I don't think I've heard that name, no." And he said, "Okay, she's like, you know, she's the wife of a really good friend of mine, you know, so like I know her." I was like, "Oh, cool." It's like, that's not her real name. It's her pen name. But like, you know, she's written quite a few books and she was self-published. And then all of a sudden something happened and she kind of blew up a little bit, and now she's being traditionally published, and, you know, things are like happening for her. I was like, that's amazing. And so he was telling me about this, and like immediately I got on Amazon and I ordered a couple of her books. So I think the one that is probably really well known right now is All Too Well. And this is the first book in a series, I believe. It is a romance. And I think this came out recently. So she's being published by Source Books, which is awesome. But sprayed edges, look, isn't that pretty? I love the pink. It's got some on the top there as well and on the bottom. So yeah, but there's like a tree and a little cabin right there. So why not? I like romance, and I'm always happy to, you know, support a friend of my friend. And then I also went ahead and grabbed Beloved by her as well. This is definitely the first book in a series for sure. It's the Salvation series, and this is military themed. So totally into that for sure. Again, romance, and this one is self-published. So we'll see how this one goes, but yeah, so I got 2 books by Corinne Michaels. All right. And then you guys, I did it. Oh my gosh, this book. It's so beautiful. So I got Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. This book is blowing up. I mean, to the point where even Amazon was out of it for a while. Like, they were sold out. Couldn't find it in stores, like having a hard time. I ended up getting it at Barnes & Noble online because like I had a hard time finding it. I couldn't find it anywhere. It's beautiful. Look at the detail on these pages. Are you actually kidding me? It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Gold foil. And papers are stunning. Oh my gosh, you guys, this book is so gorgeous. Now, there was a Walmart exclusive edition that were signed. And those sold out. Like, they were being sold out everywhere. People were online begging for them. They showed up on Pango for like $50, and it was like, okay. So I did not get one of those. My store never even got this book in at all. But yeah, so I went ahead and got it on Barnes & Noble. It was fine. Like, I didn't need the signed edition, but they were selling like hotcakes. And this is like textured. Oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous, you guys. And I'm actually hearing it's good. I didn't just buy it because it's beautiful. That helped. But a lot of people in some of the book groups I'm in who were talking about this book were like, okay, but is it good? Because we're getting a little bit burned by some of the beautiful books, but then the insides are not good, you know. But a lot of people, enough people were saying that they loved it that I was like, okay, I'm in. So yeah. Okay. And then Stephen King has a book come out. Sarah buys it. Now, am I ready to read this? No. This is part of the Holly character that he has written. Holly first shows up, I believe, in the Mr. Mercedes trilogy. She's a character in there. She's also in The Outsider, and then she has her own book, Holly. And then this is the one that you should probably read after Holly, from what I'm understanding. But I bought it. It's going to go on my shelf next to all the rest of them, and it's totally fine. It's totally fine. Everything's great. Nothing to see here. It'll be there when I'm ready, but he writes, I buy. I don't know. Speaking of beautiful books, now this one I saved for when we went to Virginia at the end of May, because I knew we were staying in a hotel that was going to be close to a Barnes & Noble. And I said, I want this book. I want this edition of this book. We're going to be next to a store that has that edition of that book. I'm going to go in and buy it. So I went into our Virginia trip knowing I was going to pick this up. Oh my gosh, you guys. The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This is so much more beautiful than I thought it was. I loved the sprayed edges. So this was like a big selling point for me, right? So this is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I wanted the sprayed edges. Okay. I did not know that it was like metallic. It's so beautiful. The end papers are stunning. Whoops. Stunning. Beautiful. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. And it's heavy. Like, I don't know what, oh, can you hear that? Can you hear that? Yeah. So the paper that they use in here is different. Like, it doesn't feel like normal paper. So that's making it heavier, which is really interesting. I'm going to have to maybe go through it a few times, like do this a few times to kind of get that noise. It's already starting to not do it quite as much. So just flip through it. Like, if your book does that a couple times, you can tell it's already starting to like not do it quite so much. Just flip through it a few times and kind of all the crinkly stuff will go away. See, like, yeah. Okay. Little trick. But yeah, so they're using different paper. They use different paper for this one, which is really interesting. Maybe it's because of the level of detail on the edges. I have no idea why that decision was made, but it's hefty. Like, this is a heavy boy, and I'm not mad about it. Have I read anything by Rachel Gillig yet? Nope. Okay, and then I grabbed Warrior of the Wild by Trisha Levenseller. This is a young adult fantasy book that's a standalone. I've heard really good things about Trisha Levenseller as a young adult author, so I would like to read this one and see if I like it. But I believe it is Viking inspired for sure. So we'll see, but I got it for a very, very good price. So it was just kind of one of those, like, I'm interested anyway. It had been on my wish list for quite a while, and I got it for like super cheap. So why not? Okay. I also grabbed All Fours. This is by Miranda July. This was a recommendation on the Currently Reading podcast. I can't remember if it was from the Indie Press List, which is a Patreon only episode, or if it was just recommended in general. I really don't remember which episode I heard it on, but I was definitely intrigued enough to like pay attention. And then when I found it, again, I got this for a discount. I was like, you know what? Why not? Like, I know what that book is. I've heard it's actually pretty good. It's literary for sure. Not super long. So like, why not? And it is actually a National Book Award finalist as well. So that's pretty cool. Chapters are very short. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, this one was definitely from the Indie Press List. I remember this one. So this is Here Beside the Rising Tide by Emily Jane. This book was featured on the Indie Press List, and the indie bookstore that they featured was Dog-Eared Books, which is in Iowa. And if you watch Kelsey Essentially Reading, that's her hometown indie bookstore, and Amanda and Lindsay actually visited that bookstore when they drove down for our Kansas City trip. They stopped in there because they had heard about that from Kelsey. So I knew what the bookstore was. And when it was featured on the podcast, I was like, oh, cool. And that's like, okay, I need to like buy a book. And this was definitely the one that stood out to me. I don't remember what it's about, but there's tentacles. So, you know, here for it, here for that. And a carnival. Like a carnival and tentacles. Come on. Okay, these last two books are both nonfiction. This one is Let's Explore Diabetes with Owls by David Sedaris. These are essays. I've never read anything by David Sedaris yet, but I've heard he's really good. I heard his writing is really well done, and things are very thought-provoking, and they're also funny. So we'll see. I don't know exactly what kind of essays these are going to be, but, you know, it's got a cool owl on it. Why not? And then I also found this at a thrift store, actually, and that is The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins. She wrote The Let Them Theory that just came out recently. That is all the rage, and I personally bought because I really like her podcast. So I bought that, and then when I saw this for like super cheap at a thrift store, I was like, yeah, I'll take that too. So we'll see. But I have so far, my experience listening to Mel Robbins, a lot of things that she says really resonates with me. So why not? I feel like that's the theme of this book haul. Why not? Okay. Those were a lot of books just in the month of May. It's fine. It's fine. It really is. It really, really is. Are these going to go on my floor? Yes, they are, but it's okay. All right. Now my goal is not to buy anything until July. Can I do it? Can I take the entire month of June and not buy a single book? Can I do it? Time will tell. We'll see. I don't know. All right. That's it. Let me know if you've read any of these books. I would love to know, and I will see you guys again soon. Hope you have a great day. Bye.